We're in the pod cave.
Is your mom there?
No, I'm home alone.
Well, you won a prize. What's your address?
Welcome back to another edition of the Podmen. I'm Brad.
I'm Brian.
I'm Podman Ron.
Podman Ron's forehead. And I'm Alex.
Hey, Alex is back for the 151 first episode. We missed you last week, buddy.
Thanks for waiting on me, guys. I couldn't even see Black Widow before y'all already reviewed it. I really appreciate the wait.
I don't know if you missed anything.
I'm not even counted in on the 150. What the hell?
I know. We tried not to. Podman Ron insisted we do it because he had a lot to say about Black Widow, as I'm sure you listened to on the episode.
No, I didn't.
And Jacob the intern filled in and did well again.
Look at him go.
Yeah, Jacob is not messing around with this internship, so I hope you take note of that.
I'm not messing around with my current internship, so you know what? It's a little balanced.
It's a little balanced.
Yeah. A little ebb and flow.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, a little bit low.
I don't have my AirPods in. Should I go get my AirPods in?
It'd probably be helpful to hear you a little bit better there, Podman Ron, because...
All right, well, y'all talk amongst yourself. I'm going to walk out and get my AirPods.
Thanks for your permission.
All right,
you don't have to sit in silence, guys.
That was a great intro.
All right, well, while Podman Ron is doing that, let's go ahead and go to the news. All right, the news is Podman Ron is making his way back inside so that he can get his earpods and we can have a good show. But other than that, Brian, I think you've reported, you've scooped a lot of stuff here. What's going on in the world of...
Yo, Joe! We'll fight for freedom wherever there's trouble. G.I. Joe is there. G.I. Joe!
All right, G.I. Joe, everybody's making a comeback. Everybody's, He-Man's making a comeback. And now what's happening with G.I. Joe?
Well, there's a lot of stuff. We got next weekend, Snake Eyes comes out. So Snake Eyes Origins, G.I. Joe Origins. So we got that. They broke just today that they're in development. Apparently there was a Hasbro licensors convention in Brazil, and the news broke that they're working on 2 seasons. They've already greenlit 2 seasons of a new G.I. Joe cartoon, but they have not announced.
And knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe!
Are we going to get that again, you think?
I would hope, although I doubt it.
I doubt it.
The PSAs at the end. But yeah, so there's a new, not only are they doing a new G.I. Joe cartoon series, they're doing 2 seasons of it, right? So we've got 2 new Masters of the Universe series, and now they brought back G.I. Joe for at least 2 seasons, which,
what's next?
I love G.I. Joe. I love G.I. Joe.
Okay, can I interject? Is it going to be like a continuation of the story from the 80s, or are we going to just do a whole reboot of the whole thing?
We don't know. What we know is they did not have, because you can't see anything, but they said they had animatics with art and moving backgrounds and stuff to kind of give you a vibe for what the art style is going to be. But it's not there. There wasn't anything actually presented that was animated.
They talked about it.
What you saw was primarily Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow, but it's.
Of course it was.
I mean, that's like X-Men. Oh, you mean Wolverine? Yeah. G.I. Joe. Oh, you mean Snake Eyes? Yeah.
Oh, you mean Snake Eyes. So that, and then something else that was announced today. So as far as the toys, they've started putting back out the 3 3/4 inch G.I. Joes. They've done the 6-inch classified G.I. Joes, which are like McFarlane type figures. They're super articulated. And they've just announced Super 7 is doing a Sunbow authentic G.I. Joe Ultimates line. And so the color palette is like the G.I. Joe cartoons. You know,
okay.
They're painted where they almost look like they're cell shaded. It's very cool. So, man, you're getting. I've said it before. Like you're getting with all these properties and stores and action figures. They're going back to these old properties because the buyers for Walmart, and Target,
are all old men.
They're all old. It's us. It's us. So I was like, I don't give a shit about Yu-Gi-Oh. Oh, G.I. Joe, I'll buy that. So yeah. G.I. Joe's getting full court press.
Yeah, and so there you go. So now you know, and knowing is half the battle. That's the only thing that we can care about if we keep those PSAs in there. Hopefully that will happen.
Absolutely.
So when is this premiering, and who's creating it?
It's Hasbro's creating it. You don't know. It'll probably, if I had to guess, it'll probably go on Netflix because Hasbro's already been partnering with them on the Transformers TV show. Right. They've got like that Transformers. First it was Cybertron, then now it's Earthrise, and then now it's Kingdoms. So they're doing this with Netflix. So I would assume that's where it's going to go, but nobody knows yet.
Nobody knows. It's a mystery, just like the X-Files. Brian, you have something written here on the rundown. Something about Scully?
What I find fantastic is any notion that there are answers beyond the realm of science. The answers are there. You just have to know where to look.
Why are we looking at Scully all of a sudden out of the blue, Brian?
Well, and I hope this doesn't offend Alex.
Oh, God. Is this that story we sent to the group chat? Why are we talking about this? This is such a stupid story.
Alex, why are we looking at a fan when we were talking to you?
Because I'm charging my phone.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, this is just an interesting tidbit. Gillian Anderson does not wear bras anymore. She went on... Oh, yeah.
There you finally, yeah.
It's perfect. It's perfect. But apparently she was doing like an AMA or something for The Crown and basically said that she's no longer wearing bras anymore. She's too old for it. And she doesn't care she said she doesn't care if they reach her belly button.
Nah.
Well, I just want to say,
good for her.
Yeah. No, I just want to say that the picture that she provided of herself was not flattering whatsoever. So
doesn't matter. Yeah. Good for her. She can
I forget.
Well, she's playing Margaret Thatcher too. So
she's playing Margaret.
What are you doing?
Podman Ron can multitask, Brian. He's sweeping his floor as he's recording a podcast. He can do that.
Yes, thank you. I got to do stuff. I got to,
You know how he is. He gets a little hyper here. All right.
If Pod Woman Nancy could see him, she'd be pissed. He's never picked up a broom in their house in his life.
No, not in the house, but in the Nerdatorium, he loves it. I mean,
it's the only place that matters. It's the only place that needs a broom.
There you go. Also, you mentioned Netflix a little bit ago about the Hasbro. Netflix may be going elsewhere. What are this? We're going to have Are we going to order CDs of video games through Netflix? What the hell's going to happen with that?
No, it's going to be digital gaming, like live on your Netflix streaming service. So it's you've already got this with Apple Arcade, right? But Apple Arcade is primarily focused on doing gaming for like mobile devices. But Netflix is going to start launching almost like Steam, where you can play it live over your Netflix account. But yeah, they said it's not like this is coming in the next 2 years or whatever. It's coming in the immediate future. Right. Like we'll have it by this time next year.
Have you? I mean, that maybe that may make me want to keep my Netflix account. Have you done? Has anybody done the interactive videos on movies and stuff like that on Netflix outside of the Broken or Black Mirror?
Just the Black Mirror.
I think there's like a
just in the
Minecraft one. Not that everybody would be doing Minecraft here, but there seems like there was a Kimmy Schmidt one. I think interactive experience.
What?
Wasn't that like the Kimmy Schmidt finale or something like
Maybe.
that?
Maybe. Yeah, I remember.
PMR,
that.
you were a fan of Kimmy Schmidt, right?
I was, but I didn't watch that. But I heard about it. I heard it was pretty good, actually. I didn't hear anything bad about it.
All right. Well, there you go.
Everybody loves Kimmy Schmidt, I guess.
And
Kimmy Schmidt was a funny show.
Is it? I watched a few episodes, but I never got into it.
But yeah, we're at the point now where the hardware really doesn't matter. Like it's just getting to the content and streaming the content. Like they also announced today that Steam is putting out a portable gaming CD or gaming PC that's handheld. It looks like the Switch. It's going to be $400, but it's going to run NVIDIA like full PC gaming. So yeah, it at some point it's no longer going to matter if it's Xbox or PlayStation or Nintendo. It's just my smart TV is smart enough to play a game. I don't need to buy a console.
Yeah. I'm all for that since you can't buy a console in the first fucking place, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's not that are the Xbox and PlayStation doing it on purpose where there's such a low demand or such a low supply that there's high demand, but they're screwing themselves over because now it's like, you know what? Yeah, I'll go to Apple Arcade for my casual gaming stuff, or I'll do Steam. You know, it's sort of like, why do I need to?
And I would argue Apple Arcade is they do have like RPG games. Yeah. They do have full gaming. You just got to buy a controller that'll work with your Apple TV.
Yeah.
So I think I picked one up for like $50, and then Apple Arcade is only $5 a month.
Right.
So what does Apple Arcade offer? I mean,
it's not a huge variety of games, but they're like Brian said, they do have some RPG type stuff and some deep stuff, and it's all quality. But to me, it's more casual games, which is perfect for me because I mean, right now I downloaded the new Solitaire game. You know what? And so it's like, yeah, that's my favorite game right now is a fucking Solitaire game because I can pick it up, put it down, you know?
Yeah, like Grindstone. I'm playing Grindstone on my phone, but then on my
Grindstone Cowboy.
On my TV, I'll play Oceanhorn, which is it's basically Zelda.
Yeah.
Adventures of Link. So. There's good stuff on there, but if you're a casual gamer for $5 a month and you buy a controller, you're good to go.
Yeah, or if you have a Xbox or PlayStation compatible controller already, so that you don't
exactly
whatever. Yeah. Hey, speaking of, I can't even think of a good segue here. Speaking of the Emmys, there's a little bit of a controversy about this relates to Falcon and Winter Soldier.
This is so funny.
About Don Cheadle's guest appearance in Falcon and Winter Soldier, which I missed because I didn't watch the whole thing. I did, however, get a little bit of a clip of that performance. Let's take a listen to this real quick.
This Emmy-nominated performance.
I'm going back up. Don't summon me again unless you're ready for that pain. Peace, dickholes. Power is mine, bitches.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that...
Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Well, that's Don Cheadle.
As Captain Planet.
Oh, you know what? I downloaded the wrong clip. Yeah, that was Don Cheadle as Captain Planet on Funny or Die. So you're saying, Podman Ron, that Don Cheadle in Falcon and Winter Soldier, his portrayal of War Machine here has got him an Emmy nom, right?
Yes, that's what I hear.
Wow. All right.
And everybody's confused about it, including Don Cheadle.
Wow.
His 2-minute. But here's the thing: did Anthony Mackie get nominated?
I don't think he got nominated.
He got nominated for that Hyundai commercial, I think.
But yeah, exactly. Even after that wonderful speech he did at the end, the last episode, where he talked to America, you know, and told us how terrible we were.
Right. He didn't get nothing for that.
He didn't get nothing for it.
Wow.
But Don Cheadle's like, "What's up? I'm out."
Nominated.
War Machine out. Everybody cool here? All right, War Machine out.
War Machine out.
But WandaVision raked in the Emmy noms. I mean,
what did they get?
They got Best Actress in the Limited Drama
Most
Series.
disappointing series finale.
I don't know if we can give that one to... maybe we save that one for Loki.
Because, Loki hadn't aired at the point they were making their ballots.
Right, so most disappointing finale, he could be up for it next time.
Well, okay, we're about to get into, a disagreement here in a second. That's fine. I'm all good for it. But WandaVision raked through. It's got Best Limited Drama, Limited Series Drama, Best Actress, Best Actor. I mean, it literally popped the cake on pretty much all Emmy noms. It's doing really well, and it probably will win something. It may win something small. It will probably win visual effects, I'm assuming. But I mean, shit,
maybe.
It could go the whole 9 yards if it wanted to.
Well, their director is one. Going to be doing a new Star Trek movie, perhaps.
Yeah,
Matt Shackman.
Shackman. And they're bringing back Chris Pine and everybody. So it's truly Star Trek 4.
Wow.
Thank the Lord.
So Zachary Quinto's Chris Pine. And it's by the director that was the showrunner for your WandaVision, Alex.
Yeah, I know.
How can you be upset about that?
I'm not upset. I'm really happy. Are you kidding? Did I sound upset?
Who said good Lord? That may have been PMR.
Good Lord.
What I say good Lord to?
They're bringing back Chris Pine, Zachary Quinto.
Oh, I didn't say good Lord to that.
I think Alex said good Lord because he was just happy. He was like, good Lord.
I think I said thank Lord.
No,
I wanted to say that, I mean, I like the Star Trek movies. I like Chris Pine. I like the first and the third one better than the second one. But I think, honestly, I wish they would just run their course and be done with it. I mean,
why?
We got it. Because there's really not, I mean, the stars are big stars. There's really not much more to go with it. I mean, there's not going to be much more character development. Star Trek's back on TV right now. I mean, they're doing stuff with it there. So, I mean, I'm honest to God. I mean, as much as I love the original series, William Shatner, Captain Kirk, my main hero of all time. I love Chris Pine's portrayal of Captain Kirk. I love those movies, but it's time to say goodbye to the original crew. It's time to just move on. I mean, enough's enough.
Do you not want any Star Trek films? You're happy with the TV show, or you're saying that let's have some films, but let's have them original characters?
You know what? I'll be honest with you. I mean, even you could just tell a better story with the TV shows. I mean, I think Next Generation kind of proved that. I mean, because their movies, other than First Contact, just never landed really good.
You can tell a better story, but have they of late?
On TV?
On TV.
I agree. Picard has been pretty awful. I mean, Discovery, unfortunately, it's got a good premise, but it's been kind of bad, especially lately. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm tired of seeing the Kirk crew. It's time to move on. It's time to move past. I mean, they'll make another movie, something big will happen, and these characters are. I don't know. It's the last movie. They should be done with it. It should be done.
Okay.
So.
All right. How about that? Who thought we would ever hear PMR say, "You know what? Be done with these people."
Too much Star Trek.
Too much track.
PMR.
I think he doesn't want to know that there was a Kirk movie he didn't live to see.
Well, there you go.
I think that's what this really is. He wants him to retire Kirk so he can say he's
so I can retire.
Series.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But but think about it. I mean, how far are you going to go with this? I mean, it's a movie, so it's not like a TV show where you can't really delve into these characters. See, that's the difference with this crew, with Chris Pine and this alternate universe crew. Yeah, the Kirk crew that we got the movies after the TV show. So you had 79 episodes. You had 79 episodes to get to know this crew, get to know these people.
Right.
But now, you don't have a TV show with Chris Pine and all these, and these characters are different from those original ones because of it's a different universe. So you're not really getting to know the characters. You're just getting a brief glimpse of them. I don't know. It's just me.
That's an interesting perspective, I think.
Yeah.
He doesn't want a one night stand with Chris Pine,
exactly.
Kirk. He wants a relationship.
Right. Okay. Exactly.
That's well put. Very well succinct.
Exactly.
Well, we'll see. Maybe.
I feel like we got 3 movies. 2 of them really pretty strong. The third, the second one was kind of weak.
like father, like son.
So, anyway.
If Chris Pine's not willing to commit to this relationship, PMR is out.
He is out. PMR out. Well, speaking of commitment here, Indy 5. Poor Harrison Ford. He's committed to making Indy 5. They're bringing in a boatload of A-listers here.
A-listers, yeah.
Brian, start naming off these A-listers.
Oh, yeah.
So, in addition to Harrison Ford, obviously, you've got Phoebe Waller-Bridge from Fleabag and the voice of the robot in Solo, right? She was also like the creator of Killing Eve. Like she did all of season 1, which Killing Eve is really good. You've got Mads Mikkelsen from Hannibal and also Rogue One. And Casino Royale. He was really. I think that Casino Royale was the first place we saw him. I believe.
I never saw
it.
But it's his first big break, I think.
And then they've just announced this week they've added Antonio Banderas to the cast.
Banderas.
Ooh, man, it's like 1995 all over again. Antonio Banderas. Whoa.
And we'll have Jeffrey Wright's coming back as what's the American CIA agent?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
Oh, how am I drawing a blank on it? They killed him in The Living Daylights.
I don't know.
Oh, what's his name? Jeffrey Wright's coming back as well.
All right. He was. He wasn't cute. No, who was he? I don't know. Anyway.
No, he's the American agent. I'll look it up.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that was so we'll see. I mean, again, maybe this movie will actually see the daylight, but probably not. If we're all being honest, it'll probably go the way of the Star Trek movie. Both Star Trek movie and Indy 5, I guarantee, will not see a release. That's a Podman Brad promise right there.
I think you're right.
I think the Star Trek movie will not, but I think the Indy 5 definitely will.
I think they just keep telling Harrison Ford that, and they're just waiting for him to finally hurt himself enough to be like, I'm getting to do all of this.
Call Pratt.
Go ahead and get him in here. All right. So not much other news. Felix.
I don't know how I drew a blank on
I know, and he had that bag that Q made for him, and it was full of magic tricks. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Felix the cat.
All right, well, let's just go to Gotham and be done with it.
I was out here all alone once. Bruce made me go out into the forest by myself for the first time. I had no idea what was out there.
Bruce, you naughty boy.
You were just a boy.
Yeah.
Those were the lessons that he taught you. Bruce was a psychopath, using fear to control everyone. You need to make sure that this doesn't happen to someone else.
All right, so we got a little bit of a peek of what Titans Season 3 on HBO Max is going to be about. And it's really a Batman show, it seems like. I mean, this is really gone full baddie, which I'm okay with, I think.
Yeah, so at this point, this season, we've got Nightwing, Robin's or Dick's in the Nightwing costume, right? You've got, they show it right in the trailer, you've got Joker beating Jason Todd to death.
Right.
You've got Red Hood, and they've introduced Barbara Gordon.
Yeah.
So it's
a very unattractive Barbara Gordon, I may add.
Jesus Christ. Does every woman have to be attractive for them to be talented? Like, really?
It helps.
Oh, God.
It helps if they're easy on the eyes.
Yeah, I mean,
They can hold PMR's attention.
Okay.
Better.
Yeah.
If you want a little bit about the Batgirl actress, she's actually disabled. She's an amputee who's actually missing a leg and is using a prosthetic. So, actually,
kind of makes her hotter. It kind of makes her hotter, doesn't it, PMR?
Well, I'm not into that fetish.
Oh, okay, sorry.
That's one of the few.
All right.
All right, but anyway, it looks like it's going full Batman, full Gotham, and I'm okay with it. I still say, though, that the best in that little trailer that we saw and everything, Superboy and Crypto are kind of my favorite people in the 2 seconds they appear, just only because it says, not that it would be difficult to achieve, but it's about as comic accurate as you could want with the black T-shirt and the red S. It's like, wow, that is, I mean, it's as simple, but it looks perfect.
Yeah, and the actor looks perfect.
Yeah.
The interesting thing is it looks like it's going to be two different story arcs.
Totally, yeah.
Because you've got like the Starfire,
and
Corey
and Raven,
thing.
Yeah,
and then you've got the whole Nightwing Red Hood thing, and there is an interesting part in the middle, and where there's he's a black kid, he like turns to the camera. I'm assuming that's going to be Kid Flash.
No, that's Tim Drake. That's the actor that plays Tim Drake.
Right. It is Tim Drake.
Yeah, it's the actor that's playing Tim Drake in the show, who's also in the Batman. That's coming out next year.
All right.
I totally forgotten about that. And Tim Drake is beyond a shadow of a doubt my favorite Robin. So
same here. So I'm really excited.
I guess that's. Oh, you know what it is? It's when they're doing the news report that Robin's killed.
Yeah,
and that's when he turns. So
okay, all right. But yeah, I'm all for it. Again, it's pretty heavy on the overly Melrose Place drama-ish. At least season 1 was a little bit. But overall, I think it's a pretty solid show. I'll tune in.
And it's on TNT now, right?
I think they're replaying season 1 on TNT. I don't know if it's all the time or specials or whatever.
TNT or HBO Max?
No, TNT. It's on
specials. Yeah.
So there you go. So tune in, see what happens in Gotham.
My thing is, I really did like the first season was really good. I felt like the second season, just really just went off the rails. So
I haven't liked any season, so hopefully at least one of them.
I thought you liked the first season, son.
No, I didn't like the first season. I don't know. There's not been a season that's really impressed me of Titans.
This one's going to be it.
I am excited.
This is the one.
Yeah, hopefully. I'm really excited. Red Hood actually looks pretty good. I didn't think this kid actually could make a good Red Hood because he's only had 2 seasons of development. But the little clip we got of him in the trailer, I was like, okay, all right, I see you.
All right, good. Well, I'm glad we can get Alex on board with it.
I'm back on.
Well, you're back on, and other people are off. Do you know what the song is, Podman Ron?
It's from Love Story.
Brian, you should know it.
Wonderful. Oh, it's Mr. Big.
They call him Mr. Wonderful.
Is that his theme song?
Yes, that's his. Brian, I want you to take it from here.
Yeah, it's Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. So, Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff, he was one of like the pillars of the WWF in the 80s.
Never heard of him.
Yeah.
Look him up.
He
was active from like the early 80s all the way through the 90s. He was with WCW. But
so we're doing a memorial for a wrestler from 30 years ago?
Yeah, it's part of a spin-off that Brian's working on, to be honest with you, Podman Ron.
Yeah, I'm trying to wedge it in there. But no, honestly, like what's interesting about Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff is that he turned on Hulk Hogan, and that was the first thing I saw wrestling, and that's what got me hooked.
Oh, look at see, this was a momentous occasion for Brian. And Podman Ron, all you can do is lay on your fucking couch.
And shit
and laugh.
Well, I've never heard of this man at all. I've heard
if you saw a picture, you'd probably see it.
No, Brian, stop it. You know he would not recognize a picture of Paul Orndorff. You're kidding yourself.
Paul Orndorff?
Yeah, Paul Orndorff. He died. He's an old man.
How old is he?
He was 71.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So, but...
He hasn't wrestled in 30 years?
Early 2000s he wrestled. But my point is, when a little Podman Brian was turned on television one Saturday morning and saw a tag team match between Paul Orndorff and Hulk Hogan versus, I believe it was Iron Sheik and Nikita Koloff, and Paul Orndorff turned on Hogan and Pyle drove him.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit, he just killed this guy. And that's
what started it
for.
Watch
more.
Little Brian there.
He main evented that match. Main evented WrestleMania 2.
Well, that guy right there is your reason your fascination with wrestling.
One of them, but yeah, him turning on Hulk Hogan and pile driving him. Which a pile driver, you basically hold them upside down and drive their head into the mat. So it's like I don't know how somebody isn't dead every time somebody takes a pile driver. But yeah.
Well, there you go, Brian. We love to hear that more about that with take him to the mat with Brian, but the podcast coming up.
Take him to the mat with Brian. I like that.
Well, that's a good name. Yeah, take it to the mattresses.
Take it to the mattresses, whatever. Well, we got to move over quickly to another sad, untimely death that maybe Podman Ron will appreciate more. Can you believe this is not the Seinfeld theme, by the way? Until that horn kicks in there, it sounds like Seinfeld, doesn't it?
It does a little bit, yeah.
A little bit, like.
What's the deal with all this?
What's the deal with this courtroom system? All right, so we're missing Charlie Robinson.
I know. You know what?
PMR, tell us about Charlie.
No, Charlie Robinson. I think he came in after like the second or third season. I mean, he was kind of one of the late comers on Night Court. Not late court. Not late comer, but like I think it was like the second or third season he came on there. And I think he kind of came around the time that they started using a younger bailiff. But anyway, besides the point, he was a good. I liked him. I liked him as an actor. I liked his character. Yeah, he was a really good guy. I hate to hear that he passed. I was kind of hoping to see him on the new Night Court they're coming out with. So.
Kind of hoping he'd live forever.
That was a blow. That was a mighty blow.
It was a mighty blow.
Did he? What was his career like after Night Court? Does anyone know?
I don't know. No one knows.
Well, you're acting like you were really rooting for the guy. So.
No, I did. I was. I liked him on the show. I thought he was a good guy. I liked the character. I thought he was a good character.
You thought he was a good guy.
I just wanted to shake his hand.
I did. So when they announced a Night Court reunion,
that was the
new show, I thought. Oh, we'll bring
finally, Charlie Robinson's going to get some work.
Yeah, you didn't think of Larry Quaid or Bull or any of those guys?
Damn, you guys are cold, man.
All right, I'm sorry.
Oh. Well, the interesting part, in PMR, you kind of touched on it, is with when he came in, it's almost like Harry was going to be the straight man, and Harry's like, no, I'm zany. And so they had to bring in a straight man at that point.
Yeah, he was kind of like a straight man. Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
So...
Well,
but
Charlie.
Every so often he'd be like, he'd go like, "That's wacky" or stuff like that.
Yeah, that was his.
I remember that was his catchphrase.
I know. I tried to find that catchphrase on the internet.
I remember it well.
Get him saying that, but no, that's good. All right, so those are our in memoriam.
It's like he was here on the podcast.
I know. Say it again, Podman Ron.
T-shirt that said that. That's wacky.
Yeah. What you talking about on one side, and that's wacky on the other. All right. Obviously, Alex could give a shit less about either one of these deaths, but that's okay.
I didn't give a fuck. I mean, not a single one.
You didn't even know what back on Night Court even looked like?
Guys, we talked about Night Court like 7 episodes ago. I remember the name.
That just means we missed the opportunity 6 times in a row.
That's right. All right. Well,
he almost made it to the reboot. He almost got there.
Yeah, he almost did.
His family's got to be pissed. They're like, finally, we're going to get some revenue. Or, nope.
Maybe he could have been the judge. What was he? What did he play? A DA?
Are we starting a court?
He was like a court person, right?
He was like
starting a TV court podcast.
Yes,
we're another branch off.
The first half hour is Bosch, and the second half hour is Night Court.
Hey, I got a Bosch update.
All right, we'll save it for TV. Right now, let's go to the movies. All right, now I know we needed to get with Alex on his streaming wheel assignment. Alex, did you say you had or had not watched Black Widow? Do you want to comment at all on Black Widow?
I have watched Black Widow, and now my phone's a little bit charged now, so I can buckle up. I saw Black Widow on Saturday night by myself. I went to the theater.
Wow.
And it might have been the first Marvel movie in which I don't think any single person laughed at any joke.
Wow, they all fell flat.
All besides Florence Pugh, who plays Yelena Belova in the movie, no one was laughing at all. I think she got a couple chuckles.
Oh, there you go.
Got a couple chuckles. But I've never seen an audience just dismissively not
bored?
care about them. Yeah.
Wow.
And to be honest,
there was no stakes.
There was none. The stakes could not have been lower. I mean, it really,
unless you were at the Citadel facing Kang the Conqueror.
Okay.
Honestly, that's the catchphrase of this movie. The stakes could not be lower.
I know.
We'll go to Loki. We'll go to Loki when we get to TV. But yeah, I mean, I think the first two acts are really solid. I don't really have a complaint. It's just the third act for me. Everything just fell apart. I just stopped giving a shit, and I just lost all interest in the movie. As soon as I found out the Red Room was some floating little thing in the sky, I was like, I don't care anymore. Whatever. This is just stupid.
My God.
Yes.
Nothing. Keep going. Please don't give him. Don't. He's just starving for attention. Don't give it to him.
So yeah, Black Widow is.
I think he just pulled up Gillian Anderson's bra from underneath his couch and is now cuddled up with it. Oh my God.
Are those capris you're wearing, PMR?
I mean, Alex, I hope this internship that you're at right now has employee assistant program for.
I hope
to have someone to talk to. It'd be nice.
I could use it.
All right, so Black Widow. Let's get your score here. Let's not belabor that you didn't
average.
Like it.
Yeah, it's. I'll still give it a 1. You know what? No, fuck it.
A 1.
A 1 out of 1 for the binary. I guess, and then which is weird because I'm going to give it, in my opinion, a 2 out of 5.
Wow.
It's just nothing. The stakes are too low, and if you just Yelena Belova's great, but no other character stands out. It's just whatever. It doesn't matter. You'll see her in Hawkeye.
Yeah,
just watch
none of it matters.
Recap.
None of it matters. We know she's dead. None of this matters. There's no reason why. I don't know why she didn't bother calling anybody in to help her. None of it matters.
None of it.
Well, she couldn't. They were all on the run. There was no one to call in.
Yeah,
they were in the run 5 years later.
It doesn't even matter. It doesn't. It's just it's just one of those movies. I hate
it was
to
a
say
movie.
It, but it was a movie. It's popcorn fun. If you don't care at all, you'll enjoy yourself.
Well, and here's the thing: we've already seen it.
Yeah.
Think about Cap Winter Soldier. You had a helicarrier crashing to the ground. Well, now you got the Red Room crashing to the ground. You've got her putting on the mask and tricking Robert Redford. Now she's putting on the mask and tricking Ray Winstone. It's instead of it being, the whole thing with Taskmaster. Oh my God.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. I will say that.
Well, some people are saying that either right after the movie came out or right around the time that Feige has went on record saying, "Yeah, we're done with these multi-film contracts." By the way, these giant, Robert Downey-esque type contracts where it commits you to 20 films or whatever. And so people are joking is they were waiting for Black Widow to get over with, and then they're no more of these contracts where we got to make another Black Widow movie. Fuck that. We don't want to be committed to doing that anymore. Whether it's true or not, who knows? But pretty funny way to look at it.
I actually didn't mind Taskmaster. I would love for her to come back in some way, shape, or form. I thought. I honestly thought the character had really good screen presence and all that, but
what screen presence?
Alex, we were almost going to get out of this segment. Why did you have to say something like that?
I'm sorry. I thought it was cool. I thought Taskmaster was cool.
The goofy stare she did.
Now, when I say she'll never watch the same
Brian
again,
is so upset that his cell line is breaking up right now.
Oh, is it?
And PMR just spilled something on Scully's bra. Hold on.
Am I still breaking up, Brad?
No, you're good.
All right.
Go on your rant
Alex, Did you not when me and PMR watched it? I leaned up when she took the helmet off. I leaned over to PMR and I said, "Sloth love chunk."
My God.
And then when she jumps off the red room, I went, "There you go, Ice."
I didn't think it was that bad.
It was terrible.
It was terrible.
It was the worst villain.
Now
MCU
Dracoff, I have problems with because he's just a mustache twirler. But like, I don't have a problem with Taskmaster. She was fine. I think in the better hands of a different director, that character could have a lot more presence.
Well, if you had done if you would have tried to make the character closer to the way the character was supposed to be,
it's not
instead
that
of trying
bad. It's not that bad. Y'all are hating too much. The movie has a lot more problems.
Says the man who gave it a 2 out of 5.
Taskmaster is not one of the movie's problems.
Here's the flip.
It's still not a good movie. I think it's pretty nasty. But I think
all right, hold on. So your final score is a 2 and a binary of 1. All right.
Yeah.
Let's move on to because we got a lot of time travel to cover. Let's cover time travel.
A funny thing happened on the way to the bar.
I'm Cassie. I repair time leaks.
Very clever, Ray.
You want to hear what happened or not? Absolutely. You're a time traveler.
Bingo. Yes.
3 friends ran out of time.
All right, so your assignment on the steering wheel, Alex, was frequently asked questions about time travel. It's kind of billed as Shaun of the Dead meets Doctor Who, which sounds like a fine. I would buy that. Did you buy it?
Again, it's an hour and 22 minutes. First off, so it's not really that big of a commitment to sit down and watch. And maybe I was I don't know. I didn't get. It's not like supposed to be a funny movie. It's a comedy / this kind of sci-fi thing, and it's just fine. Like it's just like all right, it's just fine. The whole point of the movie is that these 3 friends go to a bar after one of them gets fired, and one meets a girl who's a time traveler, and then she says there's a time leak at the bar, and these 3 friends get like scattered through time just over the course of the movie. And there's this plot where they die at the end, and you don't know how, and you don't know what's going to happen.
Thanks for that spoiler.
And well, it's like 20 minutes in the movie you find that out. It's literally the whole setup, but it's like it's a fun little romp around time. But there's not really questions about time travel. It doesn't really live up to its name, and it also is just like kind of pointless. There's no really character development. I mean, all the characters are just charming and fun. It's just
a fun
charming and fun. I hate it.
It was like they made a pilot for a show, and HBO was like, "No, we don't want to pick this up." And so they were like, "All right, we'll just make an hour and 20-minute movie," and that was it. And
it sounds delightful. Contrast to like your mannerisms and your inflection in your voice, it sounds delightful.
It's fine.
Charming and funny, very likable. Yeah. The plot was good. Yeah. Oh, I'm so over it.
They're charming and funny.
Give it a 1.
They're charming and funny, but they don't have any development. It's just like
It's an hour and 20 minutes. How much can you develop in an hour and 20 minutes?
You can do a lot in an hour and 20 minutes.
Lots of exposition.
But,
lots of exposition.
Leading up to.
The whole movie is exposition, and if you look at it just from a standpoint of these are just 3 friends, it's just an hour and 20 minutes of 3 friends going through time and just doing a romp around. It's fun. It's a fun movie.
Like 2 hours of 4 people doing a fucking podcast about nothing. So, give us your final rating on this, Alex, so we can get into Loki Pokey.
I'll give it 3 out of 5, and a binary of 0.
Okay.
A 3 out of 5 and a 0.
Brian, stop. Let him go. Just let him.
I wouldn't watch it. I wouldn't recommend it. But I mean, it's a fine thing. I wouldn't waste my time. The only reason I gave Black Widow a 1 is because it's in the MCU, and it's like, if you want to keep up, yeah, go ahead and watch it. But like,
I see your point.
This is not like this is an hour and 20 minutes that you won't regret, but you won't ever get back. So it's like it's up to you.
It's delightful. It's delightful. No one should watch it.
You should not watch it. Absolutely not watch this.
Alex's confusing review.
It's a jaunty romp, but you will not like it. All right, Alex, do you have a replacement for this on HBO Max?
Oh, shit.
Oh, my God. All right, somebody.
He's the next.
Hold up. I'm pulling up HBO Max right now.
He's both, though. He's Ebert and Siskel.
He argues with himself.
All right.
All right, help him out. What else do we have on HBO Max?
Let's see. I'm looking.
All right, well, while we do this, I got to keep this thing going, Alex. I am going to go ahead and spin the wheel, and we'll figure it out later. Hold on. If
it lands on HBO Max, I'll literally just pick the first thing I see.
Okay, we do. Yeah, that's fine. All right, so let's go ahead and spin the wheel. All right, it's me. I'm the winner.
Okay, and I have a replacement.
Alex, I got some stuff I can send you if you want to look real quick.
No, I got it.
All right.
I've picked it. It looks terrible, so I'm going with it.
Why? Why do we keep picking bad stuff?
I will. I
know nothing about it.
We're supposed to pick movies that we don't think that exposes us to different things, so that's fine. Whatever.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to leave it blank for right now. I'm going to spin the wheel, and if it lands on it, you'll have to tell us what it is. Okay?
Yeah.
All right, I get Red Dot on Netflix.
I don't even know.
I think
what that is.
Podman Ron. I think you picked this one out, right?
Just said never heard of it.
Sounds about right.
Never heard of it. What?
Yeah, I don't remember what it's about either. But
I feel like it's a vampire movie. It
probably is. All right, Alex, what do you have
straight.
as the Max replacement, just so I can put it on the wheel?
The 1977 classic, Semi-Tough.
Ooh, all right, fine. Well, Burt Reynolds and Chris Christopherson and Jill Clayburgh, I believe, right?
Yeah, yep. That's the whole cast. Wow, you named them all. I don't know how.
Hey, I love my convoy and I love my semi-tough. I love looking at Podman Ron's ass in floppy pajamas, capris.
But that's the first thing I thought, and I thought, that could bring up a good discussion. So there's Semi-Tough for you. For whoever lands on there. It's an hour and 47 minutes.
Yeah, not a problem.
Shoot me.
We will take that. All right, finally, nothing else to talk about movies. I think we need to finally go to the TV world. All right, and in the TV world, we can't talk about anything except for Loki. We finally see where 6 episodes or whatever it's been, these 6 hours of Loki has led us to, and someone who I am saying is the greatest Marvel villain possibly ever. Let's take a listen to hear a little bit about this mysterious guy. See what he has to say.
Yes. This is at the end of time. And now you're just going to sit there with all that freedom and let us decide your fate.
Yes! What's the worst that can happen? You either take over and my life's work continues, or you plunge your blade in my chest and an infinite amount of me start another multiversal war, and I just end up right back here anyways.
All right, so I don't think they ever called him Kang the Conqueror necessarily. I think he's like the man whose name should not be spoken or something like that. But we finally get Kang, and we tie up in a nice, complete little bow this Loki experience. Alex, you've already gone on record saying that you thought this was absolutely fantastic. So I'd like to hear from you a little bit about this.
Well, he's not Kang. I think everyone on the internet agrees. And the minute I saw him, I knew he wasn't Kang. He's a Mortis, which is another version of Kang from the comics, kind of where Kang ends up being and who he decides to be at the end of his life. But here, I guess it's a variant of Kang. This finale, I know, I'm sure, knowing this crowd, we're going to get a plenty and a bountiful experience of diverse opinions. But listen, I think it's great. It ties the show up. It sets it great up for season 2. Hell, it sets up the rest of the MCU for like 10 years onwards.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's balls to the walls. It's fucking just pure insanity. I mean, imagine this episode happening and they then tell you the Doctor Strange title is Multiverse of Madness. Yeah. You would have lost your fucking mind.
Yeah.
And that's the thing here. I mean, when we all thought WandaVision was going to be the thing that just busts open the multiverse, Loki's here and it just goes, no, we're doing it and this is going to just be it. And the fact that we're setting all this shit up. I mean, we're even setting up the Fantastic Four here. We're setting up literally everything. And we're setting up Secret Wars.
Brian
and it's
is
fucking
just
great.
chomping at the bit here.
And it brings a new level of urgency to What If that's coming out in a couple months. I mean, literally the show.
Okay,
and
those are all great points. I like them.
Not just to mention, the show was great. I mean, the fact that the last episode isn't some dumb fucking action scene and it's just characters sitting at a table talking and it's the most exhilarating finale of them all. Sorry. It's the best Disney Plus so far. I'd put it in my top 5 MCU things of all time. I don't care. I think the show kills it on all fronts. I mean, literally just it obliterates its competition.
There he is.
And it's going to
absolutely best.
I cannot wait for season 2. I mean, really, I cannot wait.
I was worried we lost him at the last 2 reviews.
Alex
there
is
he
back.
is.
No, this is a fucking fantastic show.
All right,
I honestly can recommend it enough.
Alex, I think you do make some valid points here. There was a lot of talky going on instead of action, which is fine. But basically, as if people haven't watched it already, and spoilers abound, Loki and Sylvie go meet whoever this person is at the Citadel at the end of time, and there's a debate on whether to kill him or not, which was the original plan. And he kind of explains who he is and what the multiverse is and how that came up to be. I think that was all fine and everything. Brian, you're over there. You were biting your tongue while Alex was talking. It feels like you disagree on a few points.
Yeah, I disagree wholeheartedly. Yeah, so I mean, it was it's what I said about all these series and Black Widow. Everything in Phase 4 so far has been completely disposable. You didn't need to watch any of it. None of it matters to the greater universe.
Wait.
I would disagree with that.
Hang on. I'll explain.
He will explain.
We knew.
You always let the master villain explain his motives, guys. Don't you know that by now? Yeah.
So here's the thing. We knew the multiverse was on the table when they announced Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
Oh, yeah.
What's the difference if they go, the multiverse has always been here versus, well, Loki caused the multiverse? Well, who gives a shit either way? There's a multiverse.
Well,
because,
you don't have to know that.
Well, you don't have to know it at all. You don't have to know the origin of the multiverse. Nobody gives a shit. There is a multiverse. And here's the thing. Loki, who I like as a character tremendously, has been relegated to this pocket universe where he's been completely neutered. He has no effect on the MCU whatsoever. And then you've got Immortus chewing scenery like he's fucking Ernest. Ernest goes to camp. Ernest P. Worrell. Like, what the hell was he doing? Like, and I guess the idea was he's listening lies. He's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And so it'll be interesting to see, like, this is, I guess, good Kang or Immortus, and now we're going to see bad Kang.
Let me, while you're on that point, I searched the interwebs. I found the Kang that I like. This is the one that I like.
I am Kang, the Conqueror. I have come from the 41st century, traveling to this backwater time period for one simple reason: to eliminate you from the timeline.
Now that's the King I was kind of expecting here, and I kind of got Ernest. Ernest goes to the multiverse instead.
And here's the thing too, and Alex, this should land with you because of what you're doing internships for. There's an adage in filmmaking that is show it, don't tell it. And all they fucking did that entire goddamn season finale was tell it. He explained his motivations. He explained what he did. It was literally story time with Ernest P. Worrell. It was okay. Let's sit here in a room.
Hold on. I want to get before we get back to you for your rebuttal here, Alex. I want to hear what Podman Ron thinks.
Well, I mean, I do
that's
agree that. No. It was a little boring there for a little bit.
About 40 minutes.
My God, y'all can't just sit through a conversation without being like, "Oh, this is the flaw."
Now, give me a Kevin Smith conversation. I can sit through it.
This is the finale. You shouldn't have to sit through a conversation during the finale.
But
I do disagree with Brian that. Hold on a minute. Let me talk. I do disagree with Brian. It does set up. I mean, it is important to the Marvel universe because it sets up the multiverse. Do you have to watch this? This is the genius of Marvel. You really don't have to watch this if you don't want to understand what the multiverse is. So
there's no. But that's my point. There's no stakes. If you don't need to watch this to understand.
But if you do want to understand it, if you want to understand what the multiverse is, then watch this. Yeah, I mean, it sets it up. So
a multiverse is a staple of science fiction. It's not like you have to explain what the fuck a multiverse is.
I know you don't have to, but if you're interested in how it happened, you can see that. You can watch this and figure it out. I actually liked his explanation. I liked the little thing that he did on the desk when he was explaining it. I mean, that was cool. I was like, okay, I understood. If we could have just gotten that for all the talking, was him explaining that for the 5 or 10 minutes it took for him to explain it, I was good with that. I was like, okay, that makes sense. It was all the other shit that he was blabbering about before that was like, oh my God, just shut the fuck up. I mean, get to the point. But no, I mean, if you're, this is the genius of Marvel, what they do. I mean, yeah, you can go see Doctor Strange. You don't have to watch Loki to understand the multiverse because just like what you just said, it's a multiverse. You figure it out. It's different multiple universes. But if you want to understand, this is a story of how it was created in the Marvel universe. Why wasn't it around before? Well, now you know why. If you watch the Loki show, you understand it. But if you're just
there's already
Joe,
a contradiction.
But if you're just an average Joe Blow who's just watching these movies because you like the action, you're okay with just watching Doctor Strange or whatever and never having to watch Loki.
But see, there's already a problem with your argument. In the same episode, there's a problem with your argument because you said, well, this is how the multiverse started. Well, apparently fucking not, because if the multiverse all started after Loki went to the end of time, then Mobius would have known him in because it branched after Loki met Mobius. So the fact that Mobius doesn't... They changed it from that fixed point on.
No. I see what you're saying, but you don't get it.
You don't get
it. He made multiverses, so he's in a universe that he's never met Loki before.
The multiverse branched. You saw the branching. The branching happened after Loki went to the Citadel. That's where the branching happened. So up to that point, in every universe, Mobius should have known Loki. The branch happened after they met.
Because there was only one universe up until that point, right?
Yeah, there was only one universe up to that point. It didn't branch until Mobius met Loki. So him coming back and Loki not knowing who Loki is, it's like you've already fucked it up. You've already contradicted yourself.
Who's to say?
With time travel, though.
Now,
there's also time travel. I mean,
what I'm thinking and what you're thinking is the correct thing. We're both thinking that he's made multi-universes and Loki was thrown in one of those. But who's to say that a Kang from the future that came across went back to the past at some point, wiped out all of that, and now that's why there's a statue of Kang, because he came through, he wiped all that shit out, and he changed.
Now we have Loki season 2 with equally low stakes. To explain that.
Well, hold on. I want to hear from Alex here. Alex, I want to rebuttal.
This whole thing of no stakes. First off, there are stakes. We spent a whole season getting to know characters that are going to have a season 2. That automatically assumes there's stakes. There's stakes for Loki. There are stakes for Sylvie. There are stakes for Mobius. There are stakes for N15 or whatever it is. Like, there's stakes for all of these people. There's stakes for Renslayer. There's now stakes for a new big bad that this show just introduced. That's probably the big bad that we're leading to that's going to end up being Secret Wars. You're right. You don't have to watch this. If it's not your cup of tea, it's not your cup of tea. No one's asking you to. But also, back when Phase 1 of MCU started, you didn't need to watch Thor. You may have to watch Thor, but you didn't have to watch Captain America. You didn't have to watch Iron Man 2 or The Incredible Hulk. You didn't have to watch all that shit. It didn't fucking matter. You can watch the Avengers and go in fucking blind. And then if you didn't even see the big purple guy at the end, guess what? All the other movies didn't matter too, because if you saw Infinity War, it's like, oh yeah, big purple guy, wants stones, yeah, easy, simple. It's like, all these movies are interchangeable. You don't have to see Guardians 1 or Guardians 2 for the MCU. You don't have to see this, you don't have to see that. You don't have to see Thor the Dark World, you don't have to see any of that shit. You don't have to see it. The point of the show is, hey, here's a story about how we're getting here. Here's the next phase. Here's the big thing we're doing.
And let's spend 45 minutes in the finale explaining it.
It's not even about the explanation. They do the explanation, but what it's doing is you have this character. You have
Alex.
It's
a poorly made finale. It is a poorly made finale.
No, you're looking at it from the grand MCU scale. No. It's not, because if you're looking at the Loki scale.
I'm looking at it from a good television point of view, Alex.
Then you're wrong.
No, I'm not wrong.
You are.
And you should be. Here's the thing. You should be able to recognize this as more than anybody else.
Show and tell doesn't matter here, because we're looking forward. We're not looking back at the past. It doesn't fucking matter.
It's a visual medium. It's a visual medium,
but it doesn't fucking matter.
Let me ask you something.
It doesn't matter.
Could this finale have been an audiobook?
Sure, why not?
Any movie can be an
play.
Any audio,
but Brian,
any movie could be an audiobook.
You almost sound
script. You read off of it.
You sound like, Brian, that you just want big explosions for a finale here, and that doesn't seem like
the biggest complaint we have about WandaVision's finale is that
it was stupid,
empty action with no stake.
Right.
Look, I see what you both are saying.
Here's what I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying.
What are you saying?
I don't care about the MCU. I'm talking about this show in particular. That conversation with the Mortis, take it or leave it on what its stakes add to blah, 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 and what its stakes add to the show. Let's talk about what its stakes add to the characters. You're talking about two people, one with, they literally say in the episode, Sylvie lacks the ability to trust, and Loki can't be trusted.
They have to say it out loud, as if we hadn't had 5 episodes establishing that.
Well, they said it.
They need to fucking say it out loud.
They said it in all of the 5 episodes leading up to it as well.
But you know what? I don't think we've
rubbed
that point in enough. Let's say it one more time.
But it works for these characters at that pivotal moment, because at that
it doesn't.
Yes, it does, because at that pivotal moment,
you didn't need to say it. You could have said it. You could have said it with a look.
No.
You could have said it with a look, Alex.
You couldn't have said it with a look.
Absolutely, you could.
And half the people wouldn't have fucking gotten it.
That could be true, too.
Maybe you got it early on. But it's still a beautiful delivery by Tom Hiddleston, and it's even more impacted by the fact that she kisses him next and then sends him through a fucking portal. That's stakes for our characters. That means there's more attention to this romance.
You need to, expand your viewing.
You're just fucking wrong. Because everyone on the internet disagrees with you. Because what you want...
everybody doesn't disagree with me.
Everyone does. This is the highest rated show.
Just because it was rated high doesn't mean people like it.
Yeah, we know people are idiots.
You said the same thing about Zack Snyder's Justice League, and it's second top tier on IMDb for superhero movies. That's the shit
what are you talking about?
It is. Go look it up.
All right, hold on. Let's talk a little bit about Kang Mortis, the man with no name, a little bit.
Can I just say this?
Yes.
Here's the I get what both they're saying, but I mean, I like the little bit of part I just explained a little bit ago. I like the little bit of part that
Zack Snyder's Justice League is at 71%.
That ain't bad.
Oh my god! Like it's the second highest rated movie on Rotten Tomatoes.
I said IMDb.
Yeah, he said he did say IMDb for superhero movies.
Anyway.
Yes, PMR.
So I admit I would have liked to have a little bit more action. I think what they could have done was introduce the Kangs or the different Kangs from the different multiverses at the end and let them fight them at the end.
Why? If we're going to
done.
see them again, so it doesn't matter. That's the fun
Because
of this. Is that we're going to see. We're going to see all of these people.
No, but it wasn't. I spent 40 minutes of them talking, and it was like, oh my god, just get to the point.
The show is about talking. I don't know if you know this, but there's barely any action in the show.
And here's let me give you something else, Alex. Let me give you something else. They've completely, at the end of the season, fucked up Loki. No,
why?
There's no mischief. There's no. Hey, I'm going
for that.
Well, there's no mischief. There's no. I'm trying. There's no wink at the camera. There's none of that. It's Loki is now the most boring. He went from the most interesting villain in Marvel's the Marvel MCU to the most boring hero.
He went from a really bad guy to like a real offshoot. You know, like
you don't even know what
he's milquetoast. He's milquetoast.
He is milquetoast. Yes, I
he's
agree
not. With that. He's not. We don't even know what season 2 is, and we're just calling it.
Sylvie, let's just kiss and rule the world.
What milquetoast is, but yeah, I'd agree.
That sounds about
as
right.
bland as you can get.
Yeah. You know, I think that no one's asked me about my opinion. And that's the way it is sometimes when you're. Well, thank you for asking.
Normally, you don't watch it.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet, but. No, I mean, I wasn't crazy about the performance.
Hypnotizing me.
Like Hypnotoad. I wasn't crazy about the performance. I get it. I can get it, but I didn't like it. So I liked the ending. I just didn't like the journey of how we got to the ending of the multiverse and all that kind of stuff. I thought that the sting at the end of him looking up and it's like, oh, there's Kang or whoever, and he's in a different universe. I enjoyed that, and I think I would have liked it a little bit more. And maybe this is siding a little bit more with Alex, but I kind of would have liked it if Loki and Sylvie would have come to Kang earlier on in the episode, and then most of the episode would have been kind of a moral type battle between Sylvie and Loki as far as should we kill him or not, because they kind of had to make that decision in like 2 minutes screen time or whatever, and then they had to fight for 5 minutes because Kang wouldn't shut up. Yeah, acting goofy and
Yeah, I didn't like that portrayal either. That was kind of stupid.
Okay, I really.
So I think you could have shown.
Listen, here's what happened. So
right.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
He was so obnoxious.
Let me use this Krypton technology from Zack Snyder and show you what happened here with these metal
things.
And
I like that. Honestly, I like that. I like
I did too.
It was fine. I thought my first thought was Krypton, but I know
I would have liked a little bit more sinister person towards the end. But
exactly, and I think that having more of a sinister person, it would have been nice to again kind of have this morality battle between Loki and Sylvie, to where it's like you could see that they're really tortured and really thinking about the repercussions of what could happen here, as opposed to Loki being like, hey, wait, hold on, let's not do that. And she's like, no, I'm going to kill him. You know, it was sort of like, it would have been great to have Loki or somebody kind of say, or you have this feeling of like, there's really problems. If we kill him, there's going to be huge repercussions.
Or
you didn't
Loki,
really get that.
Or Loki actually have to like revert to form and do something to try and trick her and cause tension between the two of them, where she.
But that was her point. That was what it's to see Sylvie go down that path that he's been down. Now he has to drag her out. That's the point of the show. Is that we're seeing this repetition between Loki and
Loki is more boring than the first act of Captain America: Steve Rogers. He's gone from
he's more boring than Ronan the Accuser.
like Marvel's bad boy to, oh shucks,
I'm gonna hug you.
Kill him. That's just bad.
I'm a hugger. Loki's a hugger.
Well, I see what Brad's saying though. I mean, it felt like if they would just would have talked for like 2 minutes, because I'm
2 more
like,
minutes of
why are they
talking.
fighting? You know, if they would have just said, "Hey, you know what? If you kill this guy, you know, why are you so have a mad on to kill him?" He's literally telling us.
They
what's
told
gonna
us
happen
that.
They
told us why he's.
They told you, but I didn't get that the characters. Like Sylvie, I don't know if Sylvie heard that. Loki heard it.
Why was she so dead set on wanting to kill this guy? I mean, why would you dead set on killing somebody?
He had a good point. She
gonna-
didn't wrestle with it at all. He made good points.
Right.
And she was just like, "Oh, are you done? I didn't listen to a word you
Right,
fucking
and
said.
that goes to character development as well. Sylvie kept being herself.
It's like you're going to stab a knife into an atomic bomb, not knowing what's going to happen. You know what's going to happen if I do this? I don't know. Let's just do it. You don't know what's going to happen if you're going to kill this guy. He's an unknown variable. I mean,
I think that's the point. I think that's the point. Is that her experience has driven her to this point to where she doesn't care. Like,
but I didn't get that.
Of this character.
I didn't get that she didn't care. I got that she wasn't really paying attention.
We've built that over the last 6 episodes.
Here's the problem with what you're saying, Alex. If she didn't care, or she thought that, I don't care if this blows up the universe or not, why the hell did she try to save Loki? Why would she push him through a portal before she stabbed him if it was going to end all reality anyway?
She wasn't trying to save him. She was trying to get him out of his. Get him.
Yeah,
out of her way.
I think she was saving him. Yeah.
No, she wasn't saving him. She was trying to get him out of the way. What are you
I think she was
talking
trying to
about?
get him out of the way.
Yeah, because he kept trying to delay her.
I still don't. I still agree.
She
with them.
tricked him.
I still agree with them saying that there was no. I felt no thing that she just had such a mad on for him that she needed to kill him. It just made no sense. It was like
they literally have been doing that thing. It's been her whole arc this entire season. That's like y'all just didn't watch the show.
That may be true. I fast forward through most of it, but that's my problem. Is that there kind of wasn't too much of an arc for her. It would have been more interesting if you would have saw her struggle with. I came here to kill this guy, and now. I maybe I shouldn't do it, but I really, really want to do it. She just kind of stayed. Nope, I still want to kill him. I still want to kill him. You know, to me, there was no character.
There was no, yeah. And so she had no arc, and Loki went. Loki is
just
now
went downhill.
Like the Gomer Pyle of the Marvel universe. Like it's.
Well,
he's gotten tricked by everyone.
Gomer, Pyle, and Ernest.
He's gotten tricked by everyone. He has no cunning about him whatsoever, no guile about him whatsoever. He has no machinations, no alternate plans. He has no motivation other than, man, I'd really like to doink Sylvie. That's his only motivation for the whole series. And he went. It makes no sense why his point of view changed. It makes no sense why everything you loved about the character they've stripped away. To now he's just
and there was no struggle.
Generic hero.
Yeah.
Well,
not true.
Another thing is like I don't understand. I've just said I didn't understand why she would have killed him in the first place because it was just unpredictable what was going to happen. But also he's offering them to take over for him. Here you go.
I don't like the way you ran it yourselves.
Yeah, here you go. Take over for me. Let's, I'm going to help you. I'm going to establish you to run this for me.
He wanted them to keep going with the timeline, keep making it only one, keep stripping people of free will.
But they could let him go off into the sunset and do whatever the hell they want.
Right.
So if they didn't like the way it was, they could do it whatever they wanted to do. But they're
made no sense to. No. Yeah, I know. It's like it made no sense. I mean, he's giving them the ultimate power of everything. Why are you wanting to just?
Because Sylvie's thinking out of vengeance.
Or what about
out of vengeance?
What about this? When
Avengers people,
the clock. What's her name?
Yeah, Tiny Town Tune, whatever.
Yeah,
or whatever the fuck it is.
When she appeared and she said, "Would you like? I'll put you back in the universe.
Yeah,
you want to beat the
do.
Avengers? I'll make sure you beat the Avengers. You want to be the king of Asgard? You'll be the king of Asgard. All you got to do is just tell me." And Loki's like, No thanks.
Yeah, there was
He
no
didn't even
struggle with
consider
it. Yeah, there was no struggle, it felt like.
He was like, oh, that's tempting. Even that would have been like a wink to the old Loki, but he's like, no thanks, I'm a hero now.
that was... Yeah.
All right, we've spoken a lot. Alex, come on, to help defend Loki here.
I don't think there's a point. I think y'all have just. I don't think Loki's just a nonchalant hero anymore. I think you have a character that's struggling with the good and bad of himself and redefining himself and what he can be and the power he can. We don't know what season 2 has to offer. We don't know if Loki's tricks and things have to get gone. He's in the TVA still. He's probably not supposed to be here, and there's probably a Kang looking for him to try to get him the fuck out. He's gonna have to play some tricks. He's gonna have to do something. As for Jonathan Majors,
he's not going to fight Kang.
No,
this isn't going to wrap up with Kang. Kang's going to wrap up at the end of Phase 4. Yeah, he's not going to make any headway on beating Kang.
We're probably going to see Kang in the next season. Like that's probably.
It'll be. Have you watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
We'll see.
They'll hint at Kang. They'll hint at Kang. But Loki's not going to beat him.
Loki will just be cleaning up timeline stuff, right?
Yeah, Loki's been cleaning up timeline stuff. Loki's not going to beat him. Loki's not going to be there when he's beaten. Loki is going to have nothing to do.
You're saying all of this
because he's Nerdstradamus.
They have said definitively.
No, they haven't, because the Hollywood Reporter just came out with a report 2 days ago that said Loki may appear in Doctor Strange 2.
Yeah.
Feige said Loki will not.
Yeah, before the season ended. Hollywood Reporter. The Hollywood
Reporter, Brian.
Hollywood Reporter.
They did say he's going to be in it.
Yeah.
I thought you said the Tattler. The reporter said it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay.
Fake news. All right.
Well, can I say one thing?
One thing.
With the TV.
Yes.
Is I was going to go on the record and say that the Marvel stuff with the Disney, to me, I mean, it's been okay to watch, but it doesn't compare to the Netflix stuff. I mean, Daredevil
this show's
stuff,
better than 3 Netflix shows.
No, I'm sorry. Daredevil is much better than any of these 3.
Yeah, but Loki's better. Loki's better.
Jessica
Jones than
Jessica
Jones.
No.
Oh God, no. Jessica Jones season 1 was amazing.
Yeah, it was really good. And I would go on record and say Luke Cage season 1 is better.
No, God,
no.
I agree with that.
No,
yeah.
Oh my God.
So I'm very, of all these 3 shows that's come out with Disney Plus, I mean, I've still got to say WandaVision. Although the first episode of Loki, to me, I liked it a lot. WandaVision, man, I prefer it.
The only redeeming thing about this season, about this series of Loki, the most interesting thing they did of all 6 episodes was old Loki.
Yeah, I did like old Loki
because he actually had a story arc. He had an arc, and it was believable that why he changed.
And honestly, old Loki could be our
Loki.
First Loki. Yeah,
and I think that's also really interesting too. So if they told me, hey, you can have Tom Hiddleston Loki season 2, or we could give you Richard E. Grant Loki season 2, I'd much prefer Richard E. Grant.
Me too. Yeah, he did. He really did a good job. That costume, everything was really cool.
I mean, Alex is. Alex is not doing good here. He's got a headache. You two are giving him a headache. Hope you're happy.
The idea that could have been our Loki.
My God!
And it explained that Loki did actually trick Thanos at the end.
Yeah.
Here's my thing. I think y'all, and I get it, and I understand. Y'all grew up with these characters. You have these ideas of what they should be.
Yeah.
And
Loki is the god of mischief.
Not anymore. Not even
anymore, Brian. That just changed, son of a bitch.
He just changed 4,000 years worth of mythology.
He's barely been the god of mischief.
But Loki got a boner for Sylvie.
Yeah. No. That's a character arc.
He never had a boner before in 4,000 years, and then he got a boner, and You know
so
what?
can we?
I'm a changed man.
Honest question here, and I do want you to finish your statement, Alex. But honest question. So who was Sylvie? Was Sylvie really a Loki variant?
Yes, she was a Loki variant.
Okay, but she just called herself Sylvie instead of Loki.
Yeah, 'cause she didn't want to be referred to as that name.
Okay.
Because I guess she'd lived apart from it for so long.
All right, well, that's fine, I guess.
Yeah.
I think we lost Brian.
Yeah, well, Brian is on the way of Paul Orndorff here, I
He's
think.
comatose.
Alex, what's your final thoughts of trying to convince these two knuckleheads that this is
I don't
a
think there is
fantastic show?
I don't think there is a convincing, because what I know from these two is that they'll find anything to bitch about.
Yes, they
Literally.
will, brother.
They're the nitpickers of the world.
Mhm.
But it's like, from a start to finish, there's a good season of television. It's mysterious, it's intriguing, and it sets up something for a
was
lot
not
of
bad.
shit.
I enjoyed it. I did enjoy it.
Brad is not bad. It's fucking great. I'm sorry that
It's not great.
I'm sorry that Loki has a character arc and tries to change a little bit.
Yeah,
and it
sorry,
upsets your 40 years of history.
Yeah,
Who the
Brian.
fuck cares? It's a fucking TV show at the end of the day, and you know what? It's enjoyable. It's got like a 95% on Rotten Tomatoes or some shit. Everyone loves it. Twitter went nuts. I had like 6 hashtags all day.
You need to go read some reviews from the finale. Because
He has, it sounds like.
I have.
No, he read. It's called confirmation bias, Alex. You read the reviews that supported
went on the
your
internet.
point of view.
I just went on the internet. And I just saw everyone was like, wow.
And
we
any
love
article
this.
that didn't sound like it was a glowing review of Loki, you skipped over to
Why
read
would
the
I
ones
do
with
that?
It's the second highest rated superhero TV show on IMDb,
Why would I
Brian.
do that? That doesn't add anything to me. I want to hear everyone's version of criticism what the show has. I agree.
Well, I'll send you one right now.
Hashtag diversity.
Sylvie has a lack of development throughout the show that I hope they expand on more. The love interest, Loki kind of carries that the most part. But it's like,
And by the way, every time
it's a good fucking show.
Every time
like,
Sylvie
whatever.
was like, "I'm going to enhance them or enchant them or whatever," it's like, wait, so you're the enchantress? It was very confusing.
She's like a
for
meld.
me.
Sylvie, call me Sylvie.
All right, well, let's wrap this up because I know we have lots of other movie reviews to get to. I know you guys are waiting to hear about the Cowsills and everything. So exactly, Alex, I think you made some good points there, but I don't think you're going to convince these two of anything. Brian's already.
I'm in the middle.
Okay.
What is this? Slate.com?
Slate.com, Brian? Come on.
Slate.
Come on. Do better. Be better.
I'll find one. Don't worry. You're fixing to get bombarded.
All right, stop. Brian and I watched a movie together, and we fell asleep together. Let's hear a retro review.
Wait, Brian, sorry. This just confirmed your confirmation bias that you've only read bad articles about the episode?
No, I've read the positive stuff too.
My God.
You said that leak real fucking quick. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, he was very eager to jump on that and attack the people. All right, let's hear a little bit of The Hunt.
I know what this is. It's Manorgate. Every year, these rich elites kidnap a bunch of normal folks like us. Where'd they get you from? Wyoming. Orlando.
Mississippi.
This is the real thing. They're hunting human beings for sport.
Then you're not human beings.
All right, Brian and I watched The Hunt. Retro review came out in 2020.
Yeah.
David Lindelof, who we may know from other fantastic shows, was one of the writers of it. Stars mostly people you've not heard of. Hilary Swank being the top star of it, along with Ike Barinholtz, who you've seen in a lot of places, a lot of different things, and a couple of cameos from the Roberts Kid and the good-looking guy from that NBC show that everybody loves, This Is Life.
This is us.
This is us. So anyway, it was, what was it? Was it on HBO Max? 12 strangers wake up in a clearing. They don't know where they are or how they got there. They don't know. They don't know anything, but how they become chosen for a very specific purpose: the hunt. So as we read from the description and the trailer there a bit, it's a bunch of rich people go around collecting some degenerate people, and they put them in a field, give them some guns, and they hunt them down. That's basically it, and we've seen that before plenty of times. The Most Dangerous Game probably being the earliest version of this type thing.
Battle Royale, Hunger Games.
Battle Royale, yeah, Hunger Games, obvious. A little bit twists in there type stuff. Brian, what did you think of it? I know you watched it just because I had put it on the rundown saying I watched it and you wanted to see what it was about, right?
I really liked it.
It was not bad.
It was not bad. And what's interesting about this movie is, and Brad, I don't think we realized it because you just kind of saw it at random, but it was the controversy about this film in 2019 when it was originally going to release. Because the whole thing is, it's the controversy was that it was liberal elites hunting deplorables.
Right.
Right? And
there's an agenda in this movie, Podman Ron. You would love it.
Oh,
you love movies with agendas.
I think you would enjoy this movie because it's not really an agenda. It's like at the end, it's like, it's all just labels. It's all just bullshit. It's just any excuse is a good excuse to kill somebody.
Right.
Right. Whether it's but I really. Man, it started off with they didn't mess around with
that's what I liked about
a lot of plot development. It was like death, twist, death.
And of people that because again, the star of the movie is Betty Gillian, who I don't know who the hell that is. And most people didn't.
Gilpin. It's Gilpin.
Okay. But you see the what's her name? Not Emma Roberts. Emma Roberts
Roberts.
Emma Roberts is in it. And you're like, oh, okay, I know her. She's a movie star. Boom, she's dead. And then the guy from This Is Us. You're like, oh, okay, he must be the star of it. Boom, he's dead.
And then there's the Ike. What's it? Burko.
Yeah. What?
He's
Barry
been in
Holtz.
several. Yeah. He's been in several movies.
Yeah.
Like he makes it like 8 minutes.
Right.
Dead.
Right.
It's so like the fact they really should have not put her on the posters
because you wouldn't know who the hell the star is. Yeah.
Yeah. The posters prominently featured her face. They should have just left her off.
Yeah.
And did a group shot or something. But she was great.
Yeah.
She was great. You had Glenn Howerton.
Yep.
Was one of the elite.
One of the guys from Philadelphia.
I have to ask, were there stakes?
Yes.
Were the stakes high?
They made stakes out of their humans.
Middle, low.
There was a twist. There was a twist in the middle.
Yep. Right. There was a twist
where you realize where it all started because it just kind of drops you into it. You don't it starts on a plane. They've already kidnapped these people for the hunt. And you don't really know what their motivation is. And then at the beginning of the third act, they flash back 11 months or 13 months or something like that. And they give you a 10-minute scene or so explaining what their motivation is. And then you go in hard into the third act. But, I really enjoyed the film.
It was a surprise to me. I kind of thought it was a little analogous to Ready or Not, which I had never heard of before, and I watched it. And I'm like, oh, this is a nice little horror movie. Yeah. Kind of same with this. I'd never heard of it before, and I'm like, let me just put it on, watched it, and I was pleasantly surprised. So I urge you to check it out. Alex and Podman Ron.
All right.
It was Damon Lindelof produced it and wrote the script.
Yep.
So,
wow.
It's all good there. My other retro review that I wanted to get that I just kind of watched the tail end of it and it's like, oh, goddamn, now I want to watch this movie again. I don't know if you guys ever watched it, The Matador. And it was 2005. Pierce Brosnan, Greg Kinnear, fantastic duo, a globe-trotting hitman and a crestfallen businessman meet in a hotel bar in Mexico City in an encounter that draws them together in a way that neither expected. Anybody seen this movie, The Matador?
Never even heard of it.
I've never seen it. I know of it. I remember it now. But if you'd asked me...
It could be up in my top 5 movies of all time, almost, along with City of Children of Men and Eternal Sunshine in adaptation, Alex. But yeah, I love this movie. Greg Kinnear is fantastic in it. Pierce Brosnan is fantastic. He plays Pierce Brosnan pretty much. But again, he's a hitman who's lost his mojo, and Greg Kinnear helps him get it back. But there's a fantastic movie. I urge you to watch it. I'm not doing it justice, but Matador, you got to watch it.
All right.
All right.
Is it about a bullfighter or something?
No, just because they're in Mexico City and they watch, maybe there's probably some subliminal messages about being a matador and all that kind of stuff. But no, it's not about this. It's about a hitman who, again, kind of loses his mojo and has to find his mojo back. Sweet little story. You may like it. There's touching moments in it. Let me tell you, you may cry. There's touching moments.
I'll have to look into it.
All right.
Have to watch it.
I know you love a good touching moment.
I love
there.
a good touching moment in an action film.
There you go. Yeah, it's more of a drama than an action, but it's in comedy. It's got everything. It's perfect. All right. Anyway, on to the movies. Let's go over to what we're looking at. What you looking at? Brian, you put something on here that I've heard of, but I'd never seen. Wellington Paranormal.
You guys are out there doing some exemplary police work. Savelli and Jones apprehended a vandal caught in the act of defacing public property. The man was drawing a large penis on a wall. They managed to confiscate the pen and change the drawing into that of a man with a big nose. Actually, looking at it now, it's not really gender specific, is it?
Are you what?
All right, so tell us a little bit about this, because I've seen it. I've seen it, on a selection here. Where did you watch it, and what's it all about?
It is on HBO Max. They're releasing it weekly. It's also on the CW. But there was a bidding war, because this show started in 2018 in New Zealand, and it's produced by Taika Waititi and Jermaine Clement. And it's set in the same universe as What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
So they're basically just police officers in Wellington, New Zealand, and they investigate paranormal activity. And it's delightful. It's very, very good.
Yeah, all right.
Alex, have you seen What We Do in the Shadows?
I have. That's a funny as hell movie.
All right, so we would like that. I'm a big fan as well.
Yeah, so it's a great movie.
They've done 3 seasons, but it's the BBC style seasons. It's 3 seasons, total of 19 episodes, and they've released the first 2 episodes on HBO Max. It is delightful.
All right, I will definitely check it out.
First episode has to do with like a demon. The second episode has to do with aliens. And they make the theme song is very like X-Files ish, and they make references to Mulder and Scully, and it's very good, very good show.
All right, I will check it out. PMR,
I'll check it out.
Yeah, I'll watch it.
All right, well,
we need
placing an endorsement.
We need pod woman Nancy to go give PMR a nudge.
Yeah, we'll.
How about turn the lights back on?
Well, I was going to give my Bosch report.
Oh, yeah, please. Give up the Bosch update.
Oh, God. We've been waiting.
Yes, this is a new segment, the Bosch report.
Oh, God. Can it not?
All Bosch, all the time.
All Bosch, all the time.
The Bosch
Alex,
Network.
If we had to sit through Brian's fucking wrestling thing, then we're going to have to sit through the Bosch report, okay?
Okay.
Go ahead, Pop.
Fine.
So I've kind of realized who Bosch reminds me of.
Uh-oh. This may be self-reflective.
No.
The man in the mirror?
No, he reminds me
to punch
of...
him.
He is like Joe Friday from the old Dragnet show.
Okay.
He's very...
Oh, God.
You wouldn't know, but Joe Friday was... You go on the YouTube and look at Joe Friday.
Yeah, the YouTube is filled up with Joe Friday and Dragnet
Joe Friday stuff. That's who he reminds me. He has no personality, and when he's in his house, all he does is just listen to jazz and work on cases, and it's not realistic. So, but anyway, that's who he reminds me.
And brood. You forgot brooding.
And he does. He broods a lot. He broods a whole lot. But I like sometimes
name drops takeout restaurants.
Where the other most annoying person on the show is his daughter, and he told her the episode the other day, she hit a car while she was learning how to drive. Did Bosch get mad? No, he did not. He was even tempered. He told her it was okay, made sure it was good. So Our hero has a heart.
She'd like to have seen you land a job with a little more status attached, is that it?
I guess that's part of it.
But not all of it.
I swear to God,
I think maybe I can understand how she feels.
Is it Bosch or is it Dragnet?
And maybe she's right,
Yeah,
Gomer.
you tell me. You think that's Joe
It's
Friday
awkward
or
having
Bosch?
a policeman around the house. Friends drop in, a man with a badge answers the door. The temperature drops 20 degrees. You throw a party and that badge gets in the way.
I swear to God,
all of a sudden there isn't a straight man in the crowd.
Friday, but it sounds like Bosch. That's how Bosch talks.
Oh, I may like it then. I love a good Dragnet speech.
I love a good Dragnet speech. Brian, isn't that how he talks? I mean, he sounds like him, don't he? I mean,
yeah, he's so matter of fact, but he's more curt than
yeah, but
Joe
just
Friday
that little bit. If Joe Friday goes on and on and on,
yeah, he would say something and then storm out of the room or throw the chief of police through a playground.
Right. But he talks just like that in the same inflection, the same tone. If you would have just played that clip for like 30 seconds, I wouldn't have been able to tell if it was Bosch or Joe Friday. It's a new game. Is it Bosch or is it Joe Friday?
Bosch or Joe Friday. All right. Well, I think that's I'm going to write that one down. I think that's a keeper right there.
That's a keeper. That's a new segment.
The worst thing is when Maddie tries to brood like Bosch.
God, I don't want to know about that.
Because they want to show.
I'm only on season 3. So.
They want to make her it like, oh, you can really see like the influence Bosch has had on Maddie, and it comes off so
like she's starting to lose her personality.
Yeah, well, yeah. Bosch and Maddie are when you get towards the end, they're like the worst characters in the whole show. And that's what they're going to spin off into a new show of its own.
I was going to say, it doesn't need towards the end. They're the worst characters in the whole show right now. And he's the lead. Just scary.
Well, people love him. Other than you, people love him.
No, I don't think people love him. I think people like Lance Reddick. I think people like the guy who plays his partner. I think people like
Edgar.
Yeah, J. Edgar. Everybody likes everybody else. But when it comes to Bosch, I mean...
Well, it's weird. When you get to season 6, it's like, okay, well, we could make Bosch more likable, or we could just make everybody hate J. Edgar. And so Bosch will be more likable by comparison. And that's basically what they do in season 6.
Well, it's like even like officers, road officers. Road officers are like, he went up to this road officer the other night and he was like,
talk about dead wrestlers.
Where's your gloves at? Why aren't you wearing gloves in this crime scene? And he's like, hey, I just forgot, man.
Turn my mic back on and talk to
Bosch goes, well, next time, don't forget, or something, and walks away. And the road officer goes, Bosch.
I love it.
We're at
Everybody does it.
An hour and 30 minutes, and they're still talking about fucking Bosch.
Everybody goes. Everybody's like, Bosch.
That's what they say.
When Lance Reddick, every time he talks to him, he walks away, or he hands the phone, he goes, Bosch. Like they say it with such vitriol.
But it's not because like he's done something terrible. It's just they can't stand the guy.
He's just an asshole.
I'm going to have to get my own podcast so I can talk about the Cowsills. Christ, how many? Well, that sounds interesting, guys.
Here's the thing. Have you ever heard PMR talk this much about a show on a weekly basis?
Yeah, that he hates. Or he hates the character. I mean, I get it.
You've got to watch this show to understand how terrible this character is.
I don't want to watch the show.
I want someone to.
He loves the show, but hates Bosch. Like he's
weird. It's weird.
It is. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. I cannot understand it. Y'all watch it. I'm daring you to watch it and like this guy.
All right. Well, can I go to what I'm looking at? Is that okay now, Podman Ron?
This is the Bosch report.
That's all with the Bosch report. See you next week.
Introduction next time for the Bosch report.
Yes, we'll play Joe Friday, Bosch or Joe Friday next week.
Can we have our own Bosch report music and put in Lance Reddick saying Bosch?
Sure, I will try to find that. If you can find that audio clip for me.
Please don't. Watching
the episode, he'll say it 3 times.
3 times an episode.
God. All right. Well, what I've been looking at, in case anybody's interested, is
interested.
Thank you. On Amazon Prime, I'm looking around
That's what Bosch is on.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to go past Bosch, looking for some documentaries, and I landed on Family Band, the Cowsills story.
I don't know what that is.
All right. Well, Family Band, the Cowsills story, is about a family whose last name is Cowsills, and they were singers. Maybe you recognize this song.
I saw her sitting in the rain, raindrops falling on her. She didn't seem to care. She sat there and smiled at me.
All right, now does that sound a little bit familiar to you, Podman Ron?
No,
I never heard of that.
Jesus. All right. Well, they were a family of musicians, very talented musicians in the 60s, 70s type era. So famous and talented, actually, that they decided to make a TV show about them. But they weren't actors, so they had to hire actors. That TV show was The Partridge Family. So The Partridge Family.
I thought that was the Monkees.
No, that's a different documentary. No, the Partridge Family was based on the Cowsills, which was, I don't know, there were like 12 of them or something, but there were probably about 6 boys, one little girl, and then the mom played in the band, and they had 4 or 5 number 1 hits. And this documentary, which was told by one of the brothers, the band members, is pretty interesting because, again, the father was never in the picture. He was always pulling the strings behind the curtains. And to no surprise, a lot of mental abuse and maybe a little bit of physical abuse going on behind the scenes to make them get up on stage and sing and all that kind of stuff.
Well, they do cow prod them or something?
There you go, Cowsills, the Cowsills. But it was not the best made documentary. Again, it's kind of like a guy with a camcorder for the most part, but it was really interesting because, again, I probably had I don't think I'd ever heard of them. But once I heard a few songs, I'm like, okay, I remember this, the music. I know the music. And then when they talked about it, this was the basis of the Partridge Family, the real life basis of it, and the drama, the family drama and turmoil. One of the kids, the father, the father saw himself in one of the boys a little bit too much, and he's like, "Yeah, you can't be in the band. I'm going to send you off to military." And the father was ex-Navy and all this stuff, so real strict guy. Great story. One of the brothers, spoiler alert, one of the brothers ends up dying in Hurricane Katrina. They never, I think they find his body washed up somewhere or another. And then the day they find that body, then another one of the brothers dies. So a little tragic story there and everything, but good documentary about the Cowsills.
Was there a Bonaducci?
There was some precocious
kids
going on. He was a little douchey. There was a little bit of a douchey kid. I forgot their names were like Bob, Brian, Joe, kind of normal names like Brian. So you don't know. You couldn't tell any of them apart. Again, there were like 6 boys, 1 girl, 1 mom. Fantastic band. And that's what I've been looking at.
Man, that sounds awful.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Let's go back to Bosch and come bitch about him a little bit more.
You go.
I'm trying to expand your mind, your world. I give you a documentary about a musical family, and you say it's awful. I mean, how does that make me feel?
It's so weird the way you could watch something completely obscure and get sucked into the documentary. It's like, I remember hearing these songs, but now I'm going to sit here for an hour and 15 minutes and watch this documentary.
Completely. Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
It's so bizarre. It's like, I don't care. 10 minutes ago, I couldn't have cared less or even remembered these people existed, and now I have to find out what's happening.
I got to watch an hour and a half of it, yeah. Tell you what, Podman Ryan, I want to give you this assignment. I want to put this on the fucking spinning wheel and just assign it to you as far as a documentary. I haven't seen it yet. Dear Zachary. Has anybody seen that documentary?
I have not.
Oh, my God.
Zachary Quinto?
It's about Zachary Quinto. Is it?
Yeah.
If you watch that documentary, people have gone to war over that documentary because they're like, you son of a bitch. You made me, you said something that I should watch that documentary, and now I'm pissed off at you. If you watch that documentary, and if you ain't crying, like, all during it, then you ain't human. You are not a pod man, I'd say.
What is Zachary about?
It's a murder mystery documentary. I'll leave it at that. But it's very well told, and there's twists and turns in it, and it is horrible, horrible, horrible things happen to people. But
what's it called?
Dear Zachary.
Dear Zachary.
Letters from my father. Or
Letters
something like
to a son about his father.
There you go. But
how long is it?
An hour and a half. I mean, it's nothing. But yeah, if you want to watch if I haven't sold you on the Cowsills documentary, for Christ's sake,
what is Dear Zachary on?
It's on Tubi and Amazon Prime.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
That might be where I go watch tonight.
No, you can't watch it. You can't watch it before bedtime. You'll be too depressed.
You need a palate cleanser.
Yeah, you need some eye bleach before you do that, because it's a tough one to get through. I've seen it a couple of times, and I hate myself every time I watch it. I'll be honest with you, boys. All right. So now that Loki is over, Loki Pokey Loki, what are we going to go on hiatus for a little bit? What should we do here? Where are our next steps?
His fingers are crossed underneath his desk.
What is? Huh?
I said you're always wanting to go on a hiatus.
I know. Well, it's hard.
Here's the thing: we've got more movies coming up. Milkshake.
Yep, Gunshake Milk Powder. I tried to watch that, Podman Ron.
It looks good to me. I want to watch it. I'm
it probably
watch
is
it for next week.
Oh,
the Time War is out.
Yeah, the Time War.
What's the Time War?
The Tomorrow War. Just go.
Everyone says it's awful. Why would we bother?
Lots of action in it.
Brian said Snake Eyes being released next week.
So it is released next week.
We got shit going on, Brad.
We also got next week Kevin Smith's Masters of the Universe Revelations.
Yeah.
There we go. That's premiering next week. So, Brad, we got a lot of shit going
You're
on.
right.
And plus, I got the
Bosch or Joe Friday.
Yeah.
Hey, Alex, I meant to ask you at the top until...
Yes.
Have you watched that Bo Burnham Inside?
I have.
I tried to watch it, and it did not click with me. You loved it.
It is spectacular.
All
keep
right.
going. Just keep pushing through. It is so depressing and so funny. I mean,
can't be more depressing than Dear Zachary.
No, it's not. But it's really just it's like watching someone just lose their mind over a period of time.
Okay, I will try it. I figured it. I think it may appeal to a younger audience. I think it may be too old for it.
Give a recommendation reminder.
Is that a new segment?
Mythic Quest.
I've tried several times.
So did I.
I finished season 2.
Oh, Ted Lasso season 2 comes out.
Yeah, Ted Lasso season 2 is next week.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. The Lasso cast.
Lots of shit,
it will become the Lasso cast.
Okay, well, hey, there we go. I guess.
You should watch Ted Lasso season 2. God damn it. It is the most heartwarming show on television.
It is. And in fact, I tried to watch Mythic Quest, again, I think like 2 or 3 times. And I think it was last week or so. I'm like, all right, I give up. And I watched season 1 of Ted Lasso again. I just couldn't get through it.
As you should.
Yeah.
As you should.
Yeah.
It is amazing. It is so good. It's unbelievable. I think that's what I'm going to watch tonight, actually.
Yeah, you should watch that. That will put you back. That's a nice, warm cup of milk.
Yeah, after Dear Zachary, watch just some Ted Lasso.
Yeah, you cannot combine the two. You will be fucked up.
Yeah, just not episode.
And knowing is half the battle.
There you go. But you don't watch Dear Zachary and episode 4 or 5 of Ted Lasso. Don't watch the divorce episode.
The divorce episode's so sad.
Oh, the divorce episode's so beautiful.
It is beautiful, and he gets to but you know what? He gets to bang that chick, so that's all right. It's okay. Ted Lasso did all right. All right, so you're right, Podman Ron. I am wrong as usual. Podman right is right. Podman Ron is right as usual. But until next time,
save it for the podcast.